Hey guys, welcome back. So I have another video on what we were doing to this engine. I tore into the glow plugs today. We've replaced the oil rails already, but I want to talk to you about glow plugs. All right. So here we are doing glow plugs in this 7.3 here. This is a 2002 era 7.3. However, this applies to all 94.5 to 2003 7.3 Powerstrokes. All right. So he had told me, he goes, hey, we want to do some glow plugs. We want to do something better. It doesn't like to start when it's cold. All right. So the first order of business is, okay, hey, let's check the glow plugs and make sure that they work. All right. Or, check the valve cover harness, because the valve cover harness can short out, causing you some issues. You could have broken wires internally here. You could have burnt pins internally here. So this is the 99 and up, so it has the single plug in the middle. Your OBS trucks will have them on the outside edges, so you'll have one plug and one plug. A lot of guys consider this an upgrade, the single plug in the middle. And you can add that to your OBS if you wish. You just got to change your pigtail from 2 to 1. A lot of the guys have problems with the valve cover harnesses coming unplugged on these on the inside. I haven't seen it yet personally. However, none of mine have come apart, so I've left them. But anyway, glow plugs. He said it doesn't want to start when it's cold, or it's hard starting when it's cold. Generally, that could be a multitude of things. So that could stem to something as simple as, the glow plug relay, which would be up front here. So this is the setup for a Super Duty, and it sits there like this. This is your intake heater, which is only on a Super Duty, and then your glow plug relay, which would OBS and a Super Duty have. Okay, this is a typical small starter solenoid. It's not really designed to handle the amp load that the glow plugs require. So your weak point in your glow plug system is the relay. Okay, so when we do a glow plug system on these trucks, we always upgrade to a stand core, is what they call it. So it's a heavy duty large relay. All right, so I have one here, heavy duty large relay. As you can see, it is much larger than the solenoid that Ford uses. Okay, even an aftermarket company that you would buy would have something this size. So this is what guys will put in. So with that relay, it's meant to handle constant load. It's meant to handle the amperage that the glow plugs pull. So when you do a replacement glow plug relay, you can buy your standard relay, or you can upgrade to that larger relay. It is a much stronger relay. It's rated to handle the amp pool that these glow plugs actually pull. In the research that I've done, they do want to carry around 200 amps. So if you do the math on the glow plugs, the pool, and everything like that, ideally, granted, you're using small gauge wire to get to your relay to the under valve cover harnesses. However, your amp pool can be significant at beginning and then also be continuous. So these glow plugs stay on for up to 2 minutes. So that varies by the computer. The computer measures the ambient air temperature, the barometric pressure, coolant temperature, oil temperature, and it figures out how long it wants to have these glow plugs on. So, the rule of thumb is that they stay on for up to 2 minutes. So we have glow plugs here that are a very simple design. Okay, they basically are a short to ground. They're a heater. Okay, and they pull a ton of power because it's a dead short, so to speak. It's a generic heater. So if you can upgrade your glow plug system prior to the glow plugs, then you're doing a big favor to your engine, because you're letting those glow plugs get hotter faster, and then they're able to maintain that heat. As your system heats up, that puts a strain on the system. So the bigger wire you have, the stronger the relay is, the better chances you are to have a good working glow plug system. Now, when I do these, we use Motorcraft glow plugs. Now, Ford's been in the Ford's been in the business of changing suppliers. I grab these Motorcrafts, and this is what we use. Okay, so the old number was ZD11. These are now ZD30. Now, why they changed them, I don't know. Obviously, it's a supplier change. I'm hoping that these new ZD30s are just as good as the ZD11s that Ford has been using since the inception of this engine. So, the only way to go with these has always been Motorcraft. And as you can see, I have 8 glow plugs sitting here. And ironically, the first one I pulled out, I had pulled the plugs off and looked at them and said, they don't really look like a Ford glow plug, okay? And I grabbed it and pulled it out, and I looked at it and I said, well, that's not good. So I'll bring this in close for you here. So see how that's all swelled up? Okay. What these do is they swell so much that you can't get them out. Okay. And ironically, the name on these is Autolite. So if you're a 7.3 guy and you've worked around 7.3s long enough, whenever somebody says, hey, we're going to put, glow plugs in. Okay, what are you going to put in? Whatever you can get from the parts store. You immediately say, no, do not do it. Because those will swell and they will get stuck in the head and then they don't come out. Okay, so then your only solution is, and I've seen guys do this, is they leave the glow plug loose in the hole. Okay, because it won't come out because it's stuck. And they'll just run the truck. Okay, figuring, okay, well, we're going to have a dead glow plug hole, but you're going to have a compression loss. It's going to be minute. But they'll run that until it literally shoots out of the head over time because it's constantly working it in and out. Okay, and it will shoot through the valve cover because guys have done it. I know people who have done it. And, if it has enough velocity, it can make it through the hood or at least dent the hood. Okay, but then you're buying a valve cover or fixing your valve cover or whatever else it has damaged on its way out. Okay, the other option is you have to pull the head off and literally pound it in from the bottom or cut it off or drill it out or whatever to get it out of the head. So a cheap glow plug is not a solution. Okay, so we only recommend that you use Motorcraft glow plugs. All right, so these are not Autolite rebrands. I'm hoping Ford has changed their suppliers recently in the past year or two, so I'm hoping that the Motorcrafts are still the way to go. If you can find a set of ZD11 somewhere, they are the way to go, the only way to go. Because if you have Autolites in your truck, if you've put Autolites in your truck, I recommend just taking them out before they cause you a problem. They are not a quality glow plug. So, wanted to talk glow plugs with you guys today, show you why we use the Motorcrafts and why we do not recommend using the Autolites, but also tell you about the glow plug system. So, if you want to go one step further and you put your new Motorcraft glow plugs in, say you replace your valve cover harnesses, you replace your relay with that StanCore upgraded relay, something else you can do is you can run a larger supply wire to that relay. And I have done this on other trucks, and it has made a noticeable improvement in starting. So we run a larger 0-gauge wire from the battery fused at 250 amps. So use a good solid fuse, 250 amp fuse, and you run that wire to your glow plug relay. Now, when you do that, you're increasing your amperage capacity, you're increasing your load carrying capacity. It makes that relay's job easier. It makes these glow plugs' job easier. And if you buy the correct stuff, it's easy to service because your current glow plug system uses a very small wire. and I do believe it's approximately a 4 gauge. So I can't remember if it's bigger or smaller because factory wiring is kind of oddly sized usually. So it's right around a 4 gauge. And then once you get back to the starter solenoid, which is where it catches its power from the battery, which is fed by about a 4 gauge wire from the battery, it is a fusible link there. There's no fuse. So it splits off into 2 smaller wires and goes to the starter solenoid on the fender. Now, I'm not sure how the Super Duties run their wiring. However, that is the design. So there's a fusible link for the glow plug relay. Now, if you have a problem with your wiring for your glow plugs, it basically blows the wire apart. You have to replace the wire to service it. You know, it's a non-serviceable part, so you have to replace the whole wire. That's the idea behind it. But you have 2 small gauge wires that feed a little bit bigger gauge wire, but it also is fed by the same sized wire coming from the battery. Now you have a bunch of choke points along the way, and it reduces your carrying capacity for the glow plugs. So running a single 0 gauge wire with a 250 amp fuse directly to your glow plug relay will significantly increase your glow plug's productivity of making heat. So wanted to cover that with you guys today, show you the difference between these Autolites and these Motorcrafts here, and then also show you the difference between the glow plug relays that you can buy and are on the market. So, you know, and then also share a little custom stuff that I do to make it a little bit better. So if you guys like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it very much. We're trying to keep some videos rolling here. A lot of 7.3 stuff, some OBS stuff, some other Ford stuff as well. We still have other things going on here. So appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. You'll get some updates on this engine and some other projects that we have currently going on here. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.